You know that feeling when your partner's phone lights up and suddenly your chest tightens? When they mention an ex's name and something primal wakes up inside you? Some people call it insecurity, but astrology calls it something else entirely. There are 3 zodiac signs that don't just feel jealousy, they embody it. And if you're dating one of them, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. Today, we're diving deep into the most jealous lovers in the zodiac, not to shame them, but to understand why they feel so intensely. Because here's the truth, their jealousy isn't weakness, it's actually a twisted form of devotion. We're going to break down what makes these signs tick, what triggers them, and most importantly, how to love them without losing yourself in the process. Let's start with the one that probably doesn't surprise you. Before we get into specifics, let's talk about what jealousy actually is in astrology. Jealousy isn't random. It comes from fear of loss, fear of betrayal, fear of not being enough. And in the zodiac, certain signs are hardwired to feel these fears more intensely than others. Why? Because of their element and their ruling planet. Think of elements like different kinds of fuel. Fire burns hot and fast, earth is slow and steady, air is light and changeable, and water runs deep. The most jealous signs? They're usually water signs or signs ruled by planets connected to intensity and control. Water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, feel everything. Their emotions aren't surface level, they're oceans. And when you're drowning in emotion, a jealousy can feel like a tidal wave you can't stop. Then, there are signs ruled by planets like Mars or Pluto, planets of passion, power, and possessiveness. These aren't gentle energies, they're primal, raw, protective to the point of obsession. So when we talk about jealousy in astrology, we're not just talking about insecurity. We're talking about love that's so fierce, so all-consuming, it becomes territorial. Now, let's meet the top 3. 3. Cancer, June 21st to July 22nd. Let's start with Cancer, the crab. You might not expect Cancer on this list. They seem so sweet, so nurturing, so soft. And they are, until they're not. Here's the thing about Cancer. They're ruled by the moon. The moon controls tides, emotions, cycles. It's constantly shifting, and so is Cancer's emotional world. Imagine the ocean at night, calm on the surface. But underneath, currents pulling in every direction. That's Cancer. They don't look jealous at first. They won't scream or accuse. Instead, they'll get quiet, withdraw, build walls, and suddenly, you're on the outside, wondering what you did wrong. Cancer's jealousy comes from a deep, aching fear of abandonment. They love like a mother loves a child, completely, protectively, unconditionally. But that also means they're terrified of losing you. Because to Cancer, love isn't just emotion. It's home. It's safety. It's their entire world. So when they see you laughing with someone else, or when you forget to text back, or when you mention an old friend they've never met, their brain doesn't go to logic. It goes to panic. Am I not enough? Are they going to leave? Did I do something wrong? Here's what this looks like in real life. Your Cancer partner sees you talking to an attractive coworker at a party. They don't say anything, but later that night, they're distant, cold. When you ask what's wrong, they say, nothing, but you can feel the wall between you. Or maybe they start asking subtle questions. So, who was that person you were talking to? How do you know them? Have you known them long? It's not accusatory. It's probing, testing, trying to figure out if they're still safe in your heart. The trigger. Anything that makes them feel replaced. A new friend. An ex's name. You being too friendly with someone they see as a threat. How to love them without losing yourself. Reassure them, often. Not because they're needy, but because their love language is emotional security. Does say things like, "You're my person, no one else comes close," and mean it. Because Cancer has a built-in lie detector. They can feel when you're just saying words versus when you're speaking truth. Also, give them space to feel their feelings without judgment. Don't dismiss their jealousy as crazy. It's real to them. Acknowledge it. I see you're feeling worried. Let's talk about it. That simple shift, it changes everything. 2. Leo, July 23rd to August 22nd. Now let's talk about Leo, the lion. If Cancer's jealousy is quiet and internal, Leo's jealousy is, well, loud. Leo is ruled by the sun, the center of the solar system, the thing everything else revolves around. And that's exactly how Leo sees themselves in a relationship. They're not being arrogant, they're just wired to believe they should be your priority, your number one, your sun. Think of a lion in the wild, confident, powerful, proud, but also fiercely protective of their pride. That's Leo in love. They don't just want you, they want to be the person you brag about, the one you show off, the one everyone knows you're obsessed with. Leo's jealousy isn't about insecurity in the traditional sense, it's about pride. They need to feel admired, adored, chosen, and when they sense that admiration going somewhere else, even platonically, it wounds them deeply. Here's what this looks like in real life. You post a picture on Instagram. Your Leo partner is in it, but so is your friend. And guess whose face you tagged first? Your friend's. That's all it takes. Leo notices, and suddenly they're sulking or making passive-aggressive comments. Oh, so they're more important now? Or imagine you're at dinner with friends. You laugh at someone else's joke, really laugh. The kind of laugh that lights up your whole face. Your Leo partner? They just got hit with a wave of jealousy. Because to Leo, that laugh was supposed to be theirs. They're supposed to be the one making you light up. The trigger. Feeling like they're not your first choice. Being overlooked. Watching you give someone else the attention, admiration, or affection they crave. How to love them without losing yourself. Here's the secret. Leo doesn't need you to worship them 24/7. They just need to know they're special to you. Make them feel seen, publicly and privately. Compliment them, not generically, specifically. I love how you always know how to make me laugh. Or, you looked incredible tonight. And when you're in social settings, check in with them. A touch, a glance, a smile that says, "You're still my person." That small gesture, it fills their cup completely. But also, set boundaries. Leo's jealousy can become controlling if left unchecked. You're allowed to have friends, to laugh with other people, to exist outside of them. Say it clearly but kindly. I love you, you're my priority, but I also need space to be me. Leo respects strength. If you stand firm with love, they'll respect you even more. 1. Scorpio, October 23rd to November 21st. And now, the inevitable winner, Scorpio. If you know anything about astrology, you knew this was coming. Scorpio isn't just jealous. Scorpio is possessive, obsessive, all-consuming. When Scorpio loves you, they don't just want a relationship, they want your soul. Here's why. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation, death, rebirth, and the underworld. Pluto doesn't do surface-level anything. It digs, it uncovers, it controls. Scorpio is also a water sign, which means they feel everything intensely. But unlike Cancer, whose jealousy is soft and wounded, Scorpio's jealousy is volcanic. Imagine standing next to a dormant volcano. It looks calm, quiet, beautiful even. But beneath the surface, magma, pressure, heat building and building until, boom, that's Scorpio. Here's what this looks like in real life. You mention an ex, just in passing. Nothing meaningful. But your Scorpio partner? They just memorized that ex's name, looked them up on social media, and are now mentally cataloging every threat they pose. They won't tell you this, of course. Scorpios are masters of hiding what they feel. But trust me, it's happening. Or maybe you're out together and someone flirts with you. Your Scorpio doesn't cause a scene. But later, they're ice cold, or intensely physical, or asking questions that feel like interrogations. Who was that? How do you know them? Have you ever been involved with them? They're not asking because they're curious. They're asking because they need to know if you're still theirs. The trigger. Anything that threatens their sense of control or exclusivity. Secrets, lies, betrayal, real or imagined. Even the perception that someone else has access to a part of you they don't. Scorpio doesn't share, period. Why is Scorpio's jealousy so intense? Because Scorpio doesn't love halfway. When they commit to you, they give everything. Their heart, their loyalty, their darkness, their light, all of it. And they expect the same in return. To Scorpio, love is merging, becoming one. So when they feel like you're pulling away or giving energy to someone else, it's not just jealousy, it's betrayal, it's existential. How to love them without losing yourself. First, be honest. Radically honest. Scorpio can handle almost anything except lies. If you're transparent with them, they'll trust you. But the second they sense deception, game over. Second, give them depth. Scorpio doesn't want small talk. They want to know your secrets, your fears, your wounds. Let them in, but also don't lose yourself in them. Scorpio's intensity can be addictive. It can make you want to give up parts of yourself just to keep the peace. Don't. Set boundaries. Be firm. Scorpio actually respects people who can stand their ground. Say things like, "I love you completely, but I also need to maintain my own identity. That doesn't mean I love you less." And finally, reassure them through action, not just words. Show up. Be consistent. Prove your loyalty. Because once Scorpio trusts you, once they know you're truly theirs, that jealousy transforms into the most fierce, loyal, ride-or-die love you'll ever experience. Now, here's what I need you to understand. Jealousy isn't a character flaw. It's a signal. It signals fear, wounding, a desperate need to hold on to something precious. And yes, Cancer, Leo, and Scorpio feel it more intensely than others. But that doesn't make them broken. It makes them human. Deeply, beautifully, messily human. Not every Cancer will retreat into their shell. Not every Leo will demand the spotlight. Not every Scorpio will interrogate you. People are more than their sun signs. They're shaped by their entire birth chart, and their experiences, their healing journeys. So if you love one of these signs, be patient, be honest, be consistent. And if you are one of these signs, know this: your jealousy doesn't make you weak. It makes you someone who loves fiercely, who feels deeply, who refuses to settle for half-hearted love. Just make sure it doesn't control you, because the goal isn't to stop feeling jealousy, it's to transform it into trust. So what do you do if you're dating one of the most jealous signs in the zodiac? For Cancer, reassure them regularly. Text them during the day. Tell them you're thinking of them. Create rituals, like a good night call or a weekly date night, that reinforce your commitment. For Leo, celebrate them publicly. Compliment them in front of others. Make them feel like your prize. But also remind them privately that their worth isn't dependent on external validation. For Scorpio, be transparent. Share your life with them willingly. Don't make them dig for information, and when they're spiraling, ground them, hold them. Say, "I'm here, I'm not going anywhere." And for all three, understand that their jealousy isn't about you. It's about them, their wounds, their fears, their way of loving. Your job isn't to fix it, it's to hold space for it without letting it consume you both. If you're watching this and nodding along, you've probably felt this kind of jealousy yourself, or you've been on the receiving end of it. Either way, you're not alone. Jealousy is one of the most human emotions we experience. And when it shows up in love, it's not a sign that the relationship is broken. It's a sign that someone cares, deeply, sometimes too deeply. The question is, can you transform that intensity into intimacy? I think you can. And if you want to understand your own jealousy patterns or your partner's, stick around, because we're just getting started on this journey through the zodiac. Next time, we're diving into the signs that struggle with jealousy the least and what the rest of us can learn from them. You won't want to miss it. Real quick before you leave, I want to hear from you. Are you one of these jealous signs, or are you loving someone who is? Drop your sign in the comments. Tell me if this resonated. Tell me if I got it wrong. Tell me your story, because that's what this channel is really about, understanding each other better. If this video helped you see your partner in a new light, or helped you understand yourself a little more clearly, I'd love it if you'd hit the like button. It's a small thing, but it helps this message reach the people who need it. And if you know someone who's caught in the storm of a jealous lover, or is that jealous lover, share this with them. Sometimes we just need someone to say, "Hey, you're not crazy, this is real, and here's why." Now, if you want more of this, more real talk about love, astrology, and what makes us tick, subscribe to this channel, because we're not doing surface-level astrology here. We're going deep. We're asking the hard questions. We're exploring the messy, beautiful truth of how we love and why. And I'd love for you to be part of this journey. So subscribe, stick around. There's so much more to uncover. I'll see you soon.